Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to RadioAMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker, a licensed cosmetologist who's been in the beauty industry for over 40 years. RadioAMB stands for American-Made Beauty, and it's where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our segment sponsor today is Makeup America, the only makeup brand verified to be made in America, and uses a portion of their proceeds to pay down the national debt. Why? Because a high national debt disproportionately affects women. Learn more about Makeup America on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. You know, one of the things I love about doing this show is that I have the opportunity to meet all sorts of different types of people. But even those people that are closest to you, people that you work with day in and day out, one of the cool things about doing this show is that you have to do research about them and you learn things that you never knew. My guest today is a gentleman that I've had the real pleasure of working with over the last 2 years as we've created Alex and Tay, the first customized nail care line. And I have never met my guest face to face, but we literally talk 2, 3, 4 times a week. And this show and the opportunity to have him here today as my guest gave me an opportunity to learn some very interesting things about him. One is that he studied marketing management at the University of Southern Mississippi. He went to Ocean Springs High School, lives in Kingwood, Texas. I knew it was Texas, but I didn't know Kingwood. And his wife is Sabrina, and he was raised or born in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. My guest, Jeff Smith, is our Senior Vice President of Marketing and Digital Strategy for Alex and Tay. And I'm just delighted to have him with us today and to hear about his journey and how it intersected with Halo Goods, which is what we'll talk about in our first segment today. During our second segment, we'll talk a little bit about how Jeff has been innovative in creating this digital beauty experience. During our third segment today, we'll talk a little bit about the technology behind color capture. And finally, we'll wrap up at the end of the show and talk a little bit about some of the marketing concepts that Jeff is deploying to bring this product line to market. So, Jeff Smith, I'm delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you, Patty. It's great to be here. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting story all in itself, just moving all the way from Mississippi up into the digital beauty space.
I bet. So,
quite a leap.
Tell us a little bit about how it started. So first of all, for our guests, this is sort of the second of a 3-part series about a brand called Alex and Tay, which is the first customized nail care brand that is coming to market in January. So with that backdrop, Jeff, tell us a little bit about how you went from Mississippi to being involved in creating the first digital beauty, customized beauty product.
Sure. I studied film and television at the University of Southern Mississippi, and the dean of the program actually had run the USC program for a while. And then he retired, and when he moved back to his wife's home of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the local college said, we want to set up a film program here. So I ended up getting a really good film education there, and moved from that into advertising, and just worked my way up through the standard advertising agency route, copywriter, creative director, producer of commercials, and on the strength of what I had done in the agency arena, I was able to get a job doing trailers for Disney. And so my wife and I moved out to Los Angeles, and we lived there for 14 years. I made trailers for every studio and made TV promos for every network, and even got to do producing on a couple of TV shows and wrote a movie along the way. When I was doing one of those TV shows, it was called Real Planet, and it was sort of like an Entertainment Tonight for teenagers.
Okay.
We needed a website. It was 1996, and so we needed a website. And back then, there were so few people who knew how to build websites that it was very, very expensive to hire these people. In fact, back then, I think it was almost $100 to buy a domain.
Okay.
So it was just all crazy.
$100 to buy a domain, and today you can buy a domain for what, $7.99?
Yeah, tops probably.
Right.
I said, well, I can create a website. So I bought Adobe PageMill 1.0 and built my first website for this show, Real Planet. And from there, started creating digital applications and digital marketing tools that were used by studios and networks while I lived out there. One was called Preview It, that was online video delivery of marketing materials. One was PromoDB, which was a storage system for marketing materials for networks, and created the first online approval process for TV commercials for the TV show Bunny and Marie, the daytime talk show they had back in the 90s.
Wow. And then, but you go back, and because you dropped a little thought at the very beginning about the idea that you actually ended up writing a movie. What was the name of the movie?
The movie's named New World Disorder, and it starred Rutger Hauer and Andrew McCarthy and Tara Fitzgerald, and it's absolutely horrible. I recommend skipping it.
And so you found yourself just sort of learning as this new technology was evolving. You sort of self-taught how to work with websites and all of these various different types of digital programs that were emerging, it sounds like.
Exactly, that's true. I don't like to learn the normal way. I never read the manual. I always dive in and start doing things, and if I do read the manual, it will be after I'm pretty good at what I'm doing, just to find the holes and shortcuts that I don't know about. But as they started coming out with tools for building websites and apps and online applications, it just it really spoke to me, and I saw a great opportunity to pair up marketing with technology to do things that hadn't been done before. Really excited me.
Absolutely. And so when you say you saw an opportunity to pair up technology with advertising, tell us how that sort of, what were some of the first applications of that?
Yeah, I mentioned Preview It, and that was probably the biggest. That was a startup that I did in the 90s, and we had clients including A&E Networks, Warner Brothers Online, Sony Pictures Television. We had quite a few people working with us, and what I did was I got some people and had them start calling webmasters of entertainment websites and saying, hey, we can get you free content every month directly from the studios if you just put this little piece of code in your website.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a banner ad code, but instead of serving banner ads, it would serve trailers and behind the scenes and avatars and all kinds of things that the people could use to make their site stickier. And I charged the studios to distribute their content. So that to me was just a new way of delivering advertising content and an early idea of content marketing within the space, because any of these webmasters could easily have said, you're just getting free advertising on my site, but it wasn't really true because we were doing more than just a banner ad. We were actually giving them content that their audience wanted to see.
And creating more value for their website because now they had something that was more attractive, and as you said, the stickiness, getting people to stay on their site for a longer period of time.
Exactly. And I followed that up with, for Warner Brothers Online, I created a what's called Deskpop, DeskPop, isn't Peter, OP. So it's, because it's an interactive desktop. And what that would offer is when people would install it, instead of it just being a dead desktop picture of, Hawaii or whatever, it would be a picture from their favorite movie or TV show or a book series, and embedded within that were little blocks that content would change out on. So for Harry Potter, since there was a Harry Potter movie coming out every year and a Harry Potter DVD coming out in between that, we could always keep people up to date with the latest Harry Potter news that was going on while they had a picture of Harry Potter on their desktop.
Wow.
So that one was fun, and that was actually the last thing we got to do under Preview It, because at that point we had the crash of the tech stocks, and while there was no problem with what we were doing, and we weren't publicly traded, our biggest client was Warner Brothers Online, and of course their digital budget was cut when everything happened like that, and so we just had to fold because we didn't have enough customers anymore.
Well, but it sounds like in that process you sort of began developing another skill set, which was to take complex systems and make them simple.
Yeah, I worked with a man named Ted Eccles out in California, and Ted was a child star who became a marketing genius in film marketing. Also, he worked for just about every studio out there. But he once told me that my superpower was that I could make big things small and complicated things simple. And I said, you're absolutely right. That's everything I've done. I mean, from advertising, you're taking a product and a huge idea and making it really simple so people can understand it. Movie trailers doing that, technology doing that. So, yeah, that's since he pointed that out, that's kind of what I've always tried to make sure I focus on. And if I start to veer away from that, I know I'm going into territories that other people could probably manage better. Exciting.
So tell us about how the intersection with Halo Goods happened.
Sure. In 2008, I went to work for Waste Management, actually as a developer at the time, for the Greenopolis project, which was a community built around recycling. And within about a year, I had moved from being a developer to mostly running the site on a day-to-day basis. And that's where I met Paul Wolf and where I met Sean Stephen, our partners in Halo Goods. And I worked with the two of them for probably about 2.5 years until Greenopolis was sold to a company called Recycle Bank. But during that time, I had the big corporate purse strings of Waste Management, and we were able to create a Facebook game based on recycling called Oceanopolis, where it's very much like Farmville, but instead of planting seeds, you were going around picking up the garbage that would wash up on the shore of your island and recycling them in the recycling bins.
Uh-huh.
And you can get prizes for it, and you can get points for it. We also had real-world kiosks that people could take empty cans in and scan them at the kiosk and drop the cans in, and they would get points for doing that, and that would be tied into the game and the website. And we had our website that we were doing about 1 million visitors a month. And it was just a really strong community. We had more than 50 bloggers. We had our own YouTube TV channel. And we even, at that point, created the first app I had ever worked on called Recycle Picks, which was also tied into the rewards and points system. But instead of actually going through and recycling something that could be scanned, you could show that you were recycling anything. You take a picture of the actions that you were doing and share it, and once you do that, you would get the points in Greenopolis. And so when Paul started looking at the idea of creating an app, we were actually working together on another project, and he said, let's talk about you helping me make this app. And so I loved working with him, so I was all in.
And when you did the recycling app, what year was that?
That was 2009 or 10.
Okay. So
shortly after the iPhone came out, I think we were at about iPhone version 3 at that point.
Wow. So I'm very early on in terms of the app world. How has that projects or that the technology and the ability to build apps, how has that changed in this 8 or 9 year period of time?
Oh, tremendously. When we did RecyclePix, everything had to be done with Objective-C code, which is, that's not the way I think. That's the way real programmers think. I think more like a marketing person. So that wasn't something where I could be a good developer on, and I had to bring developers in on that. But I was talking with one of my colleagues in Greenopolis back then, and I said, what would really be great would be if we could take a standard content management system that you use to run a website, like WordPress or like Drupal, and use all of the ease that they have on the admin panel and all of the quickness that they created and all of the security that they create, and use that as the database for an app that, then is just wrapped up in a system that allows it to work on your phone. And we thought someday we'll be able to do that, and that will be great. And a couple of years after RecycleBank bought Greenopolis, it happened. Some folks started coming out with Ionic and AppPresser and a few other Cordova that people can use to build apps using these content management systems as the admin panel, which is just phenomenal. And being someone who's got more of a marketing mind than a developer's mind, the ability to create WordPress apps and then change them so that they work as an app is just really exciting. And that's mainly where I've been focusing on what I'm doing.
So, Jeff, how do you stay up with the changing technology and then, like in the case of Alex and Tay, begin to execute that innovation into something that's relevant in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think like most folks out there in this space and in the marketing space, it's just read. I'm a voracious reader of news and magazine articles and technology. Last night, I found out that I've been following something called dApps, which are apps that are headless. They don't have they're not on a server anywhere. They're actually distributed in a way that's similar to how music sharing was done back in the day.
Okay.
Millions of computers have all the data on them, so there's no one place that it's located. And it's been this really nebulous thing out there that nobody's come up with anything that could really excite people who aren't geeky. And yesterday somebody came out with something called cryptokitties, which basically uses the technology behind Bitcoin, but instead of it being Bitcoin, they're collectible kittens out in the Ethernet that you can then breed and sell. And in the short time it's been online, it's already sold $1.3 million worth of virtual kittens. It's taking up the web by storm. And that got me really excited. So, just as of last night, I'm finding new things that we can put into Halo goods.
It sounds amazing, and what and so as you're continuing to keep your eyes out there, that's where you're finding that stimulation. When the CryptoKitties, is that what you called it?
CryptoKitties. Yeah.
CryptoKitties. And so is the intention of that just that it's an activity, it's a game, or is there a bigger purpose to it?
I think there's two purposes to it, and the folks who came up with it aren't saying this, but what it seems to me that they're really doing is it's the first really successful dApp out there. So what they are doing is they're starting to show the weaknesses in the system. It's slowed down a little bit recently, and so they're finding where there are bandwidth problems in the system, which that data is going to be very valuable to other people. And then the second thing that they're doing is they're just creating a game that's very similar to Pokemon Go, that they don't have to go and hit servers for or pay for bandwidth or anything like that. Once they create it, it's alive and it's out there forever, and humans can't alter it once it's been put out there.
And so it like you said, it's alive. It just has its own capacity just to continue to evolve and grow and expand.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
I know, it really is. It got me very, very excited about what we can do with Halo goods. And then also what gets me excited about Alex and Kay is that we can do some things with augmented reality coming up in future versions. Maybe we can have it set up so that you can actually pick your color and then put your hand in front of the camera and see the color on your hand. The reality.
Interesting.
I think that's really exciting for us as well.
All right, well, we're going to talk more about future improvements with Alex and Tay, but when we come back in our next segment, we'll talk specifically about Alex and Tay and what it's been like for Jeff to build this, develop a digital beauty experience. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Shh, over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com, and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. This is Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Digital Experiences at Alex and Tay. I think I made up that title, Jeff, but I like it for you. Jeff, let's start out and let's make sure that our audience knows what exactly is Alex and Tay.
Alex and Tay is the world's first way that you can create custom color nail polish using an app on your phone. Instead of just going out there and a woman only having a choice of a couple of dozen colors, as has been the way that everything worked for the last 100 years, now it can be any of 15 to 16 million colors. It can be the color of your child's eyes. It can be a color of blue from your favorite Van Gogh painting. It can be your new shoes. It can be whatever you want to match. You're matching the color of your life just by pointing an app, snapping a picture, tapping your color, and then creating your nail polish.
And I know that we had, for those of you that didn't hear our previous show on this topic, go back and listen to our archives where we had the CEO, Paul Wolf, was with us. So listen to that. And in 3 more weeks, we will have Sean Stevenson, who is the guy behind the curtain. He's the one that's actually mixing the polish. So we'll talk more about the manufacturing in a future show. But, Jeff, let's focus on the digital beauty experience. How has all that experience that you've had in making and keeping connected with apps, how is that you've developed it into a digital beauty experience?
Yeah, it's actually perfect timing. I mean, it's just been amazing to me that all of the experience that I have seems to have led up to a point in time to intersect when everyone's starting to look at how digital can play a role in a beauty experience.
Mm-hmm.
While I don't actually wear makeup myself, I spent a lot of time in college and shortly after college working in the fashion industry. I worked at the Ralph Lauren shop in Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
I had done some work with various boutique stores around that time as well. So I understand the fashion and beauty space, and I understand the digital space. So being able to put the two together has just been amazing. I think some of the great things that you can really do now is you can take advantage of just-in-time inventory and completely custom products so that you can create experiences where people can create exactly what they want. We saw this in numerous other industries, and it's now starting to take hold within beauty, makeup, wellness, and that's what we're doing with Alex and Tay. We actually have just built our entire world around color, and color is what makes people happy. Color is what really helps you to define yourself. I mean, how many women have a favorite color shirt? How many men have a favorite color that they like to wear on a jacket, or the colors in your college tie? It's just amazing what colors can do. And so we're taking that, combining it with the new digital technologies to where we can take photos with an app that are just so precise and turn them into very precise colors in the real world that you can then wear on your fingers. Eventually, could probably do other things with the color as well.
Well, and therein lies some of the excitement around this, is that much like an earlier experience that we talked about, or with this cryptokitties that you talked about, there's an initial sort of process that occurs, but there's some longer outcomes. Like, for example, in this particular situation, you're collecting the experiences people are having with color, so that a couple of years from now, won't Alex and Tay be in a rather interesting position with regards to predicting color?
Absolutely. This is one of the things that excites me most, is the crowdsourcing that we can do on colors. In the beauty industry, what color you wear next season is determined by a small group of designers that look forward at trends and say, all right, this is what people are going to want at this particular point in time. And, they very often get it right, and they very often are able to control it enough that they can actually make that happen. But sometimes that's not actually what people are wanting. It's funny because when we were first doing this, I talked with a few friends of mine who had daughters who were in college, and we had them order a few colors, and they ordered all of these really pale pastel pinks and blues and yellows and things that I would go up onto the nail polish website. Nobody was selling these at the time they were ordering them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, they've got a mindset here that's a little different than what the designers are thinking they're going to want.
Uh-huh.
And so what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to look at millions of people ordering nail polish and be able to crowdsource what the most popular colors are. That starts to become information that in a just-in-time economy of being able to build custom products, we're going to be able to take that color and use it in so many different ways and provide the information to others, so that it starts to take the power out of the hands of the few and puts it in the hands of the many, like most disruptions do.
And I think it's also really fascinating to think about, as various different things occur in the world, how that begins to be interpreted through color. So right now, as we're recording this program, we have had here in California some incredibly disruptive fires this year. And so what will it look like when we have millions of people on this platform reflecting or collecting life experiences in color, and we can now begin to see that in that palette. That, to me, is one of the real exciting things, too.
Yeah, that's very powerful. I think back to so many other events similar to what you're talking about. The first time that the Iraqis were able to vote 10 years ago, or however long ago that was, and they dipped their finger in that purple ink to show that they had voted. If that were today, can't you just see that purple just being so important all around?
Right.
The color green that was happening in Iran when they were marching for more open rights.
Right.
It's just amazing what's happening in the world and how you can see it in different colors. I think that's really, really powerful, Patty.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to wrap up this section, but that I think is part of this. It's almost as if we have a new way to see the world through color, which has such powerful emotions. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the technology behind this color capture process. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Hey, thanks for staying with us. This is Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Jeff Smith. He's the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Digital Experiences for Alex & Tay, the first customized nail color. So, Jeff, take us through the technology behind the color capture. How have you been able to capture color in a way that is so dead on? And I will tell you from my own experience, it is dead right on how well that's happening. Take us through that.
Sure. I'm going to back it up just a second and tell your audience something that they already know, but they may not have thought about in this mindset. In the real world, when you go to the store and have them mix paint, they mix a whole bunch of colors together to create your color. But when you have light that creates your screen on your iPad, all color equals white in that screen, and you take away colors in order to create the color that's there. So in one, all the colors equals black in the real world, and on a screen, all the colors equal white. So it's called additive and subtractive color. And so the big problem has always been out there that there was no way to accurately figure out additive and subtractive color and make them match without very expensive spectrometers like you would find at your Sherwin-Williams store or wherever. But the technology has increased so much in both color management within phone devices, the actual optics on the cameras themselves, the screens on the cameras themselves, and in being able to do extremely small bits of color matching. So we were able to take that, and I say we, this was mostly another developer named Zach who works with us, and Sean, who you're interviewing in 3 weeks. They actually were able to, I think their database is millions of lines long, and they had to actually do each color programmatically to figure out what the proper mix formula is for an exact match. But it's little things like that we had to look at in order to be able to create this and make it work. I then took what they did and created a really fun interface to use. Last night I was watching television, and I looked over at my wife, and she had her phone in her hand, and she was doing something. I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm matching a color." That's the first time that's happened. I mean, there's a section after you take the picture, and you tap the color where you can actually adjust that color to exactly your liking. And that just seems to become almost a game to play in that exact matching, and I see her doing that all the time. So it's an amazing thing that we take color matching, turn it into a game, and are able to bridge things that had never been able to bridge before. We've been able to bridge before.
And it really is a game. What I love is that, you open up the app, you take a picture, you accept that picture, and then you're able to sort of zoom in on the various different surfaces of the picture. And of course, if you really look at it up close like that, there's various hues of color. So if you tap it on the right side, it's going to be darker than if you tap it in the center, or etc. And then this color match or this adjuster comes up that allows you to either minimize or intensify hue, tone, and what's the third one?
Hue, saturation, and brightness.
Hue, saturation, and brightness. And it was just amazing, all of the variations of colors that we could get. So it really becomes addictive and fun and engaging. How do you surpass that, Jeff? What's in the future for Alex & Tay?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the augmented reality of being able to look at it on your own hand through the phone would be a very good improvement, because you can actually check it against your skin tone and make sure that it is color that is going to work for you. We're going to make it easier to reorder and to order friends' colors. We've already made it pretty easy to reorder, but we're actually going to put a bar scanner into it. So we have a barcode on your bottle of polish, and to reorder that favorite color, you'll just be able to scan that with your phone and be able to order it. We're also looking at the ability to order your friend's colors more easily, so that if you see that nail color on your friend's nails, you can very quickly get it for yourself. And we're even playing with some silly stuff too, just because it's fun. There is a nail polish emoji that's available on all the phones now, and it would be fun to be able to set it up so that you could have your favorite color, your signature color, and just order it with an emoji if you want to. Make it that much easier.
That would be great. The other thing that I know we've been working on, too, that I think is going to be fun is tell us about the customer service, Gia.
Gia, yeah. Gia is a great Internet assistant, and Gia is a little pug. It's kind of funny because I have pugs. My wife and I have two, Lenny and Newton. And everybody just loves Lenny because he's got such an amazing little personality. And one day Paul said, why don't we use a bug for our Internet assistant for support? And so we looked at it, and we actually are in the process of building a Facebook Messenger bot that will be able to interact with our customers so that they can get good customer service, so that they can sometimes just play a little bit with Gia. Give Gia a cookie if they want to. And it's going to be a very fun time, and at the same time give our customers a new level of customer service that they may not have experienced before from anyone else.
Well, and one of the other parts of the game, too, that we haven't mentioned is the naming piece. Can you tell a little bit about everybody gets to name their own product, right?
Exactly. And what we found is that, the color is what draws people into the app and to start it. But what really gives that emotional connection is being able to name it themselves. And I've seen numerous women who, they get their color exactly right, and then they get to that naming screen, and they would just think about it because they want it to be perfect. If it's the color of your wedding, that's a very powerful thing that you're going to be looking at for years afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Your name on there. If it's the color of your child's eyes, that's really amazing. Even if it's just your favorite song,
right?
It's something that ties you to that product in an emotional way that you often can't get with products.
Right, absolutely. And I love the idea of those emotional connections that capture that special moment. I think of capturing the color of my gentleman as he's proposing to me. So all sorts of ways that color can really be interpreted. We're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about how the brand is coming to market and some of the interesting partnerships that Alex and Tay has already started to establish. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand and an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Hi there. Welcome back. We're here with Jeff Smith of Alex and Tay, and I'm Patty Schmucker with RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. Jeff, tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're doing as far as bringing the brand to market.
We're doing all kinds of fun things to bring the brand to market. We have influencers out there who go out and create their own colors and share those with the people around them. They help others figure out how to pick the right things to match, come up with great ideas of how to use multiple colors in nails. So that's the first level. In the next, we're doing great things on social media. We have a great social media manager who is out there just pushing out ideas, pushing out what the latest is that's going on with us. And then we've got great partnerships with a lot of both professional beauty outlets and also with charities and other organizations like that we can both help in a way that is both financial and spreading the word about what they're doing in a way that's very colorful.
Well, it's interesting because of the whole innovation around the way the business is set up and being able to go direct to consumer through this, it puts us into a situation where we actually have some extra margin that that Paul talked a lot about in terms of being able to connect it to social impact. Tell us a little bit about the first partnership that you've developed.
Of course, yeah. Paul has always been very involved in making sure that he gives back some on everything he does. Greenopolis, of course, gave back to the environment through higher recycling rates. We also sponsored some groups that needed a little help. He's a very authentic person, and that just seems to spread to everyone on his team. He surrounds himself with people that are similar to that, including you. You helped us to talk with a company called Bright Pink. They're a charity that educates women about ovarian and breast cancer, and they're a fantastic organization. And their color is about the brightest pink you've ever seen. If you go to their website, brightpink.org, you'll see this very, very bright pink. So we've been able to match that color in a nail polish that we give 20% of all sales back to Bright Pink to help support the great work that they're doing. You can see that on our website right now. In fact, there's a banner at the top of our website at alexandtay.com that talks about Bright Pink, and will take you to a page that actually gives you details of how you can support Bright Pink through color.
And I love that. I mean, I think it really speaks to my heart. We actually have done did a show with Bright Pink, so you can see them in our archives as well. But what about the professional market? Are salons getting involved, and how are you making that work for them?
They are, and it's a very good deal for salons. And I don't know how much we want to get into the details of it, but normally if you're a salon and you have a product that that you're selling as a reseller. You're buying that for a wholesale price. You're managing the inventory. You're reordering when you need it. You have all kinds of responsibility, and you have to carry a lot of inventory. Well, with our just-in-time colors, you can actually create the colors that matter to you, buy small quantities of them to leave in your store, and you get your normal markup on those items. But you can also, at the same time, give your customers a card and a code, a promo code, that when they go and order their custom colors, or they go and order some other color, the salon and professional user get a commission on that as well. And once that customer is a customer of that salon in our system, they're always a customer of that salon in our system.
And I think this is an important point, because as we're coming to the end of this show, I really want to drive the point that it is a new reality for retail. And salons and retailers who are trying to do business the old way, that ship has sailed. So this is very exciting, and I'm really compliments to the team for doing that. I know that this show is airing just before the holidays. So Jeff, what are some of the things? Can people still order today and be able to get their product in time for the holiday?
Absolutely. It takes about a week from the time that you order your polish to have it in your hands. So we've still got, it looks like another about 10 days or so, 10 to 12 days that people can still order, get their custom polish in time for the holidays. And even if you miss that deadline, we have gift certificates on the site that you can send to people as a stocking stuffer, or if you're going to a Secret Santa and you've got a $20 maximum purchase, $20 gets somebody some custom nail polish and can even get them a little bit more than that. So we definitely think that it's the right time for people to be buying polish for Christmas. And in fact, on that front, we have just launched a color called the Perfect Red. And it truly is the perfect red, especially for the holidays. Check it out on our website at alexandtay.com, and you will see that for this holiday, that's the color that you want.
Well, we definitely...
I'm so excited about this stuff. But my wife is hosting a party for a lot of her girlfriends, and she is going to match her party. All the decorations and colors that make up the style of the party, she's going to have nail polish to match it.
That's great.
Another fun thing that can really create a conversation starter and get your friends talking.
Absolutely. Well, as we close this up, what is there any parting words when you think about this experience of connecting digital to beauty? Anything that stands out in your mind as something that you'd like to impart upon our audience?
Yeah. Don't think that anything is impossible, even if you've heard it's impossible before. I had heard for years that additive and subtractive colors could not match, and you need to forget about that. But of course, we've had great strides in technology since I was hearing those words, and we've had really smart people come to work for us at Alex and Tay, and we're taking the impossible and making it possible. And anybody can do that with anything that they are very passionate about. So find your passion and make it happen.
That's right. Find your passion and make it happen. And it's a very exciting, and I have to, as we close this up, tell you that it really has been a blast working with you, Jeff, and the entire Alex and Tate team. So thanks for being with us today, and thanks for all of your hard work. We'll be excited to see the next chapters.
Thank you, Patty. It's been wonderful to be here. I can't believe that the time's already blown by.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for being with us today, and don't miss our show next week, because next week we'll have the opportunity to speak with Luke Westman, and you'll hear about some new brand coming to market for people who wear tattoos. So stay with us next week. I'm Patty Schmucker. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Obstacle racing. You know you want to try it. Well, try Reebok's Spartan Race, the global leader in obstacle racing. With 4 different race levels, their goal is to get you up off the couch and throw you into the mud and on the trails to give you the adrenaline rush of your life. Obstacle courses are designed to test your resilience, strength, stamina, quick decision-making skills, and give you the ability to laugh in the face of adversity. Visit HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on Spartan Race.
HealthyLife.net, the Positive Radio Network.